All right, boys, welcome back. Kind of been away from the FC, haven't played 25 in a minute, but been keeping up with these leaks. FC 26, can't wait, man. I think it's in August 19th that it releases for us, and it's just been coming out with fire leaks. I think the Ultimate Team uh, deep dive or whatever they're called will be in August, so one more month for that, and that's gonna from what everything that they're coming out with now with gameplay and game modes and just leaks and stuff like that in general have been awesome. I can't wait for the Ultimate Team leak, so that's gonna be pretty awesome too. But new game mode, pretty excited about this. Just leaked a couple hours ago. This is Gauntlet. If you guys play American football, you guys kind of know what the Gauntlet is. For example, in right now in college football, they have a Gauntlet. I believe you play is it? I think it's like 10 games. I don't know. I don't really play. I kind of gave up on that game. That game is so trash. But I think it's like you play 10 games, and if you get two loss, oh no, you know what? I think it's you got to win. Yeah, I think 10. But if you get two losses, you're out of it. So this might be similar, but I think it's going to be different because it says use a new squad from game to game. I don't know if that's every single game you have to change your squad. Maybe if it's up to 5 matches, so maybe I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, more information comes out, but I think this is going to be real competitive. The gauntlet in the college football game is where you get like the best rewards. So, I'm thinking you get the max reward if you go 5-0. Using a new squad every game sounds pretty fun. I'm in the minority. I think people want to use their main team over and over, but I love having a big squad, a lot of like old SBC players that you haven't used in a minute. So mixing up teams and having different requirements sounds exciting to me. So I love that. Like when they had the Mycon tournament, the Maldini tournament, the I think there was like a Pele tournament, not the real Pele, but you know what I'm talking about. Um, Stuff like that they had this year in the friendly game mode was fun because you got to have different requirements and you got to make different teams away from your main squad. So this is coming out. This looks fire. Getting excited to play that. So that was the latest leak. Let's see what else they got. FUT draft rewards buffed. Okay, because the rewards were kind of L's. I don't really play drafts a lot. My draft record is like super crazy. This year was like 50 wins and 2 losses. I only played it when there was like objectives to play it because the rewards were kind of bad. But this will be pretty exciting. What I'm planning to do, I believe, is since they're staggering the FC points, what's it called? The FC points pre-order bonus. It used to be 48, 4,600 or something like that, and you get it all at once. They're supposed to be doing it from 2,000 in one sitting, and then a month later 2,000, then a month later 2,000, which I kind of, I like, kind of helps a little bit with the power curve, right? In a way to control the market. But maybe what I'm thinking about doing is using the some points to get the premium pass, right? And then use the rest of the points to do drafts and then build my star team through the drafts because I don't spend money on this game, but we'll be getting the pre-order bonuses, so that's pretty cool. Rival objectives, that's pretty cool too. So you guys know Rivals is that's like Rivals is fun because it gets you better. I can't complain. It made me a better player throughout this year. I was doing really good. But it is AIDS. But because you had in the beginning you had to get so many points, they brought it down in the middle of the year, I believe. But this will help with the points. Less games required. You get more points for doing certain things. So yeah, that's gonna help out a lot too from getting our points. One of 15 icons. That's glitchy. I seen that it was a pick in the first, but then it came out leaked later. It's now they're saying it's a pack, which that kind of makes more sense because then everyone would be getting, like Ibra. I think there's a Ronaldo in there. Everyone would just be getting the best strikers, and it's not, but they will be lower rated than the base icons. Kind of, add to the longevity of the game. You can't just give everyone a demon to start. So, but they will upgrade in November, from what I understand. But that's gonna be fun to. Hopefully, we get someone good. Last year it was heroes for a pre-order bonus, and I didn't. I got a girl, I think. So yeah, it kind of sucked. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool right there. Hopefully, we get something glitchy this year. Another thing, playoffs removed. That was kind of stupid, anyways. It was I kind of used it as like a warm up to play games, but yeah, it's kind of unnecessary to be honest. I mean, if you're like lower level, the fact that you get enough points to play FUT Champs, you should be able to just play. So that's cool right there, a little thing. And then consoles will share. So it's the same thing. I'm on PC, so kind of a smaller market, but it's cool. It's cool. SBC storage stays at 100. I used to fill that up so fast. I wish they would, up that, but still at 100. This is huge. If they somehow find a way to keep people from abusing this, I used to hate, man. You're just even they kind of like adjusted in the middle of the end towards the end of this year where it was a little bit better, but still people would still quit and it'd be like a big waste of time. So that's pretty cool. People would probably try to find a way to abuse that, which is gonna suck. But hopefully they can crack down on that because this is huge right here if they can get this to work. Also, goalkeeper evolutions leaked finally. It's been 2 years without any goalkeeper evolutions. Um, yeah, it's not that bad. Hopefully they lower the boost from the basic playstyles and all the playstyles because yeah, kind of add to the longevity of the game, especially in goalkeeper positions. But look, yep, power curve slow down. One of my biggest complaint and one of the reasons why I lose interest and stop playing the game is because the cards they all become ridiculous OP. Um, the power curve, the stats were crazy, the attributes were crazy already, so they started doing the power curve with playstyle pluses. That was the new power curve in playstyles in general, roles and stuff like that. So hopefully they slow it down, lower ratings to start the game. Ratings actually have more value. This year was all about. It wasn't really about playstyles. I mean, attributes. It was about playstyles. So hopefully they change it up. They say they are. Man, this I'm not one to get hype over like trailers and stuff and the deep dives, but if it looks like they're listening, I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna do a review on the trailer, but I was like, nah, the trailers are kind of they're always mid. I don't really care about them. They say they're gonna do this, they say they're gonna do that, but it just kind of sucks. But right now, it just the trailers, the gameplay trailer, the first trailer leak looked like they were paying attention. So it looks starting to look glitchy, man. I can't wait till September. This is huge. I'm usually in the elite division, the higher divisions, and I play. And one of my biggest complaints this year, um, I'm really good. I'm a defensive player. I'm real good defensively. One of my biggest complaints is my goals were always giving up the same. We're either rebounds, tackle backs. When you win the ball and it just they somehow still manage to get it, which kind of sucks, or just stupid Travellas outside the box, hella far from just random players. Nothing is worse than playing good defense and then for them to just turn half a inch, get that angle, and just bang a just stupid shot. And it's just like it's not that it should never go in. It's kind of like hitting a finesse from outside the box. It's not that it should never go in, but when that's a consistent way of scoring and it's more accurate than shooting inside the box 1v1 with the goalie, it's more accurate and more consistent to bang a Travella. Like it was just ridiculous. So that's a big nerf to Travellas. And like I said, I feel like they're kind of buffing me in general because that was one of the things that I struggled with. That's what everyone struggles with, right? You're playing good defense and they just bang a Travella out of nowhere. It's kind of stupid. This is cool too, right here. The passing improvement build up was so slow. Look at that build up. Look how slow it was. My brain moves quick. When you're in the elite division, your brain moves quick. You want to move quick. You want to do everything fast, and the ability to do that. Hopefully they don't all have like first touch and stuff like that, but yeah, that's gonna be fun too. Major passing improvements this year. Everything looks like it's buffing me, and personally, it's pretty awesome. Another thing, like I said, they're buffing me. I never did time finishing. When I tried it, I always sucked with it. So I always just used the classic, the normal finishing, the normal shooting, and they took it out. So that's one thing that I don't have to worry about getting green time Travellas, which we just talked about. Green time Travellas, green time finesses. That's taken out of the game. They're saying that precision is going to be, the main thing now. But I kind of didn't use that either. I tried that one too. I kind of sucked with it. Not that I sucked with it. I just don't give myself enough games to get used to it. And then I switched back because it cost me games when I'm used to shooting one way and then I try to learn a new way. And I'm like, damn, I should have scored that. Let me just switch it back. Let me just score. So, which I don't have a problem with the finishing I use. I'm probably gonna stick with it. But that's a good thing that time finishing because it kind of makes the game unrealistic when you're hitting bangers just because you green timed it. But that's cool. They're buffing me. Let's go. And like I said, they're buffing me. Faster gameplay, more responsive gameplay. I feel like I never really had a problem with responsiveness because I played on PC, but for console players, that's one of the biggest complaints. Passing, I love that. I like to move fast. My brain moves fast. Improved dribbling, huge because I don't know how to skill move really at all. My best skill move is a ball roll, but improved left stick dribbling is crazy because I use a lot of left stick dribbling, a lot of R1 dribbling, the speed dribbling. Reduced bounce backs, one of the biggest complaints that everyone had, man. Bounce backs are just you make a good defensive play, you should be rewarded. But in FC 25, you make a good defensive play, the ball just bounces right back to the attacker for some reason. So yeah, that was another huge thing right there that people complained about. And this was the point distribution I was talking about. So yeah, September 19th, that's the first day that we're gonna be able to play on the the early release. That I'm excited about that. My not girlfriend, my wife's birthday is September 19th. My girlfriend's birthday, I don't know when her birthday is, but September 19th, I told her we're gonna have to celebrate it the 18th or the weekend prior because I'm gonna be busy. We're gonna be grinding. Then it looks like the Halloween. Do they have Halloween promos? I don't really think they do, but the October promo, you get another 2K, and what is that like the Black Friday promo? We'll have another 2K. So most likely gonna be using that on like I said earlier, the premium pass, and then the rest on drafts, or maybe during that time my team will be good enough. I'll just I don't really like to play drafts. I'll probably just spend it on a pack or something. But that's cool how they're staggering it. We already talked about that. This is a huge list right here on leaks. Let's see if I think anything is good. This is huge. We already talked about the slower power curve, less promos. I don't know if that's gonna be true. EA love their promos. This year I feel like there was a promo every freaking week. It was kind of ridiculous. Um, I would actually not mind that because one of the biggest reasons is you would do, for example, like Yaya Torre SBC that came out. Everyone was like, nice, we got a beast CDM. The week later, the power curve just shifted again. They released a Hula SBC, and it was just like these cards are getting just you know you get less and less use from them this year. It was kind of horrible, man. You had to like, you were getting like upgraded each week, which some people like that. I kind of prefer slower power curve. I prefer less packs, less promos. You were given so many packs just for playing the game, which, like I said, it's unpopular opinion, but we were getting just too much, in my opinion. We were getting way too much stuff for free. And then I was getting a lot more because I was getting, the elite finishes, right? The good weekend league finishes. So I feel like I was getting a lot of packs, which is good. I make content, do the pack openings, but I prefer, you know, being able to use gold cards for a long time. In the previous FIFAs, the older ones, you were able to use really good gold cards for a long time. You can use good promo cards from the beginning of the year, but now it's just like each week you got to improve your team. You got to stick with everyone else's team that's getting, you know, this week you got the 2+, playstyle pluses. Then a couple weeks later you got the 3 playstyle plus. Like it was just it was too fast. It kind of went crazy, right? Right, I think at Team of the Year kind of went crazy, but that's good. Another thing, the first time through ball glitch, that was OP. The over the top through ball, um, that was real prevalent in like elite division and stuff like that. This was horrible. L1 speed boost in the beginning of the year. I remember it was OP. I never really did it a lot. Then they brought it back towards the end, with the patch, and then they brought that back. That was kind of annoying to deal with, but a thing about that is you kind of like, if you were good at defending, you kind of like expected it. So, but they would still get through sometimes, which was kind of annoying. Time finishing, we already talked about those huge Travella shots. We already talked about that being nerfed, huge. Game speed is improved. Go karts feel like FC 25 with tots. Okay, so yeah, just overall game speed. So if gold cards feel like the tots cards, imagine with the how fast they'll probably adjust that if it's too fast, but that's good. I don't mind faster because you get used to it. In the beginning, you're not used to it. You're like, damn, everybody's fast as hell, but you get used to it in the game. It just becomes normal speed eventually. AI defending has been nerfed. Don't mind that because, like I said, I'm a defensive player. I don't usually just sit back and let my AI defend. I click on, I defend myself, I tackle. The tackling interception is greatly improved. That's what we're talking about. The tackle backs, you need to be rewarded when you win the ball back. And in FC 25, sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you'll take the ball from them just for it to just magically stick back to them. I don't know. Left stick dribbling, I was talking about that. Huge. I love to left stick dribble, and it causes people to panic, especially now. If 9 is good and 8 is or no, 7 is true, they have to click on. People aren't really good at defending. You could just dribble right past them. So that's gonna be good for me. I feel like they're buffing me and nerfing other people, which is good. Passing is much faster. We talked about that. It's nice. You don't need to play style pluses to pass fast. Usually you do. I used to have tiki taka in my midfield because I'm a real fast player. I like to score off a turnover. So I like to get the ball, take it from them, and then quick up the pitch. But yeah, you used to have tiki taka and all that stuff, but now you don't. I guess hopefully, we'll see. Defenders know it. Yeah, that was kind of like stupid. I kind of took advantage of that in the beginning of the year. I would use like gold Ruben Diaz, and he was kind of OP for me, even though he had no pace because defenders were just they were faster than Mbappe. So we'll see how that actually plays in. Maybe a lot more goals. You can't be maybe as aggressive. I'm a real aggressive defender. Maybe you're gonna have to lower your line. You know what I mean? People like to play with the high line because defenders are just fast, way faster. So I kind of like that. I don't mind that. I think I'll stay in position. I won't. I'm a good defender, so that should be fine. Oh, right here, role system improvements. You cannot play players out of position. Last year, they just wouldn't move. So negatively, the negative impact has been drastically reduced. So that's cool. Um, Players can be assigned beyond four positions. I'm not sure what that means, but additional positions and role pluses. So more players will. So the power curve well, maybe the power curve on the role pluses will be, high now, but the attributes and playstyles will be lower, so it's all right. The effectiveness of standard roles and role plus have been significantly improved. Okay, so they're kind of realizing that that was kind of like an L, so they're kind of like making it closer, which is cool. Stadium shadows huge, because people would like to play with shadows. That's freaking weird. If you guys do that, you're weirdos. Biggest downgrade, goalkeepers are OP. Okay. But with goalkeepers being OP, it's because they're kind of buffing attacking in general. So they have to make the goalkeepers a little bit better. Otherwise, you're gonna be, the games are gonna be 7-9 or something like that. You know what I mean? So um, it's kind of like a little bit of balance, towards the attacking gameplay, which we'll see how it ends up playing. They're gonna tweak it, eventually. The first patch usually comes out pretty quickly to adjust, things that they need to adjust. So all in all, man, it looks pretty OP. I'm loving all the leaks, man. It's just making people excited for the FC26. Let me know what your guys' favorite new leak is. We're gonna be going crazy in FC26, so hit that subscribe button. Might come back to FC25. I was planning on playing College Football 26, but that game is straight cheeks. It's like super bad. So I already returned my PlayStation 5 because I bought one just to play that game, and yeah, it was not good. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think about the leaks. I'm out, boys. Peace.